And my view is on it, he should resign. Partly because during Prime Minister's questions he always interrupts, breaks the flow. So for me, I don't know whether he's actually good at the rest of, you know, but for that, he seems a nuisance to me. And so I'll be glad. I don't agree that a speaker should be a MP anyway, because his constituents don't get a vote. I mean, how ridiculous is that? In the last election, they didn't get a vote. In the next one, they won't, unless Keir kicks him out, because he wasn't going to give him another amendment or something. So they're saying. But my point is, his constituents don't get a vote. And it's Chorley, I believe that he's from. So that's ridiculous. If I was an independent, I would stand there as the none of the above candidate, just to show how ridiculous our democracy is. I mean, the speaker should just be somebody who actually gets that job full time for 2 terms or something, or maybe even 1 term, maybe 8 years, something like that. So, yeah, right. So SNP wanted to put an amendment before it to about Gaza to have a ceasefire, a permanent ceasefire. The Tories put some amendment and they wanted it to be a pause. What did they call it? Something for humanity, ceasefire or something. I mean, they're a joke, the Tories. Basically, because they had one in November, but then it just started up again. But I think I would guess it would be the Israelis that broke. Because they always seem to be in. If you follow the history on between them and the Palestinians, they always seem to be the one with bad thing. Because one thing that they do is usually when the hostage is worth about 1,000 Palestinians in jail, and that's partly because a lot of them haven't even been charged with anything, the Palestinians. But the thing that the Israelis do is once they've got that hostage back, and that shows you how they value the lives of each other. And from Israel's point of view, they think one hostage of theirs, of the right type of Israel, is worth 1,000 Palestinians. They do, and it's all been done. Arrest them, probably with charges, because you keep people charged, including people under 18. So it was a sort of bad faith thing. Anyway, so that's the sort of thing the Tories are backing or whatever. And then Labour came in with their amendment. It was meant to be an SNP amendment day, but Labour came in with amendment by Super Keir came in. And his was like SNP's, but a bit gentler to Israel because he's totally, I don't know, he's the old elite. So, I mean, Keir's wife's Jewish, so I don't know if she has any impact on him. I mean, you don't need to be Jewish and support the way Israel conducts themselves, but it looks as if they don't really get much criticism from many of the West. And to me, it looks like a sort of unionist type thing, you know. If an Ulster unionist lady, say, is age 25 or something, if she wants equality in Northern Ireland, she votes Alliance Party. But what you actually find is the Ulster unionist ladies of age 20s and their 20s vote Ulster Unionist. And if you're voting for that, you're not voting for equality, really. So I think it's really just the same with Israel, you know, because these people could vote British over there, could support Jewish Voice for Peace. They should look at that. I think they're a truly enlightening organisation. I mean, to me, they're the beacons of the world. Just magnificent. But apparently they get called self-hating and stuff like that by their own community. And so Keir wanted to skew it towards the Israelis or whatever. And he was doing that because he didn't want a lot of his own MPs to... he knew that they wanted to vote the SNP amendment, which is a sensible one. You know, I don't know how many have died, like 30,000, and that's before they've managed to check the rubble. So Keir wanted, so that would have made it a Labour amendment day. So Lindsay Hoyles, he spoke with the leaders or whatever, but there's two stories coming out of what he done with Labour. One is that Keir said that he would lose his seat if he wouldn't want Lindsay to be the candidate and Charlie or whatever. The other ones is they're saying that Keir said that maybe MPs' lives would be at risk. And if that's the case, at risk from whom, you know? And again, with just a guess, I don't think they've actually said. It's all silent again. Silent risk. And that's the sort of thing that Lindsay Hoyles mentioned about it. So there was going to be 3 amendments rather than just 2 as the normal etiquette. The SNP were really angry. They said it's an SNP amendment day. It's not a Labour amendment day. They have lots of amendment days and they've not picked this subject. So I can understand it from SNP's point of view and their rights, and I totally agree. I think Lindsay Hoyle should go. As I say, I don't like him as a speaker anyway. For question time anyway, he always interrupts with supposed funny quirks. He always things the flow. I mean, when you see the deputy speakers, sometimes she gets a go and she's far better. Maybe she wouldn't be if I saw her every week. I don't watch question time now anyway. It's a load of rubbish. I watch like Maya Tusi and History Debunked, sort of channels like that. Yeah, so I think, and I last heard yesterday and Thursday about 50 MPs had signed it, and we're getting lots of Labour MPs coming on the TV saying, no, he wouldn't have to go. They don't think that many will want him to resign. I think today it was up at 79 or something, maybe even 100. So 100 out of 650 MPs, there's far too many MPs. Should be cut down to about 300 or something. Anyway, so it looks like all these Labour MPs that were coming on saying they won't have to resign. It's just wishful thinking, really. Keir's been on thing, he's not made a good impression. But I also get the impression that it might damage Keir Starmer as well. It might make him look, because remember he's done a lot of U-turns through, but he wasn't really doing U-turns because he was never really faithful about Jeremy Corbyn and that. I don't know why the Labour voters elected him. I have no idea, considering that when they voted for him, it was still mostly Jeremy Corbyn's voters that were the most majority of the members. So how they voted for, even voting for Angela Rayner would have been better, but she would have still been no use either, because Labour's useless on what's going to cause the fall of the West, the single issue, the change over the last 25 years. They've welcomed it and they want it to happen sooner rather than later. Under the premise it'll be great, especially for feminism and LGBTQ rights and that. Personally, I think if you're bothered about feminism and LGBTQ+, you should be voting Social Democrat Party, UKIP, or First Britain, because I think for a shock if you keep voting Labour, Tory, plus the two sort of new ideas and one already in the back, sort of in making for one group, and we'll have another one that matters about lives, that'll come up. They'll all branch away from Labour and Lib Dem and Greens or whatever, who were just Trojan parties to them, really. Yeah, so I think Lindsay Hoyles has to go. And personally, I won't miss him. I don't know. It looks like the MPs like him. I don't know. But also, I'm wondering if Keir Starmer might damage his ratings with the public just because he's handled it so badly. Because the word is that he strong-armed Lindsay into that, making that change. Because apparently Lindsay Hoyles' deputies told him in writing you're going against the normal way we do these things. And they still went against it. And later on, he said, I apologise, he was not crying and that, and said, but I don't want any MP to be at risk. And at that time, there was a big crowd outside Parliament, the Palestinian supporters. So I don't know, he didn't refer, does he mean any group in particular, any demographic? You know, we were left guessing. Because there's two main demographics that are in the Palestine crowd. One of them being the Jeremy Corbyn type, and then there's another type. But also, I think Starmer might have to go as well. And it wouldn't surprise me if his own MPs hate him. Labour winning it. Apparently, in the polls, they're still way up at 46% that. And I just can't believe that. I mean, how could the Northern Red Wall vote for him again? I don't know. Vote for Labour again. Yeah. And I'm just wondering, and I said in my last post, onto another issue. It's about these dating agencies. I said in my last post that one of the councillors up in Rochdale, not young, she was about in the 40s or something, a lady councillor who probably loves Pakistan. Apparently, Guido Fox said that she runs a dating agency that I think it's to match British men with ladies from Pakistan, probably. And it's called Tiger Dating or something like that. Tiger seems an important word for. Yeah. So that would end up they would get married, and I'm presuming it would mean a lady from Pakistan would become a British citizen and live here. But then also on that Apprentice at the moment, they've got a Moroccan British guy who was a doctor for the NHS. I don't know for how long. Maybe that's how he gets citizenship. I don't know, but he's not an NHS doctor anymore, as far as I know. So he was another of Labour's success stories as an NHS thingy, but now he's doing private stuff, and apparently he's running a dating agency to match British men with North African women, and I'm guessing that it won't end up with the couple then marrying and moving to North Africa. It's going to be the young lady moves to Britain and becomes British. So I'm wondering if this is another loophole, and maybe dating agencies contact them and would you like to do this, and you can get an affiliate fee. Same with that lady for the Pakistan thing, because I'm guessing since these are British dating agencies that any man should be able to join them. So if you want a North African bride and you personally are from you're Nigerian British, is this Moroccan British man going to have any issue with that, or is it meant to be a sort of, well, it's an Emperor's New Clothes thing. We can't wonder if it's meant to be ethnically pure dating agencies that result in the British population increasing, you know. So I'm wondering if this is yet another loophole, because as somebody in the board force said the other day, it's like whack-a-mole. You shut one thing down and another thing starts up. Somebody was going on about the barber shops the other day, and one of a female police leader down in England, I think it was Wiltshire or something, she's a thing, we said that these barber shops, a lot of them are fronts for getting people into the country to become British. So that's a bit of a shocker that somebody's an Emperor's New Clothes moment, really, isn't it? And then another thing was that apparently, what do you call it, Uber Eats and stuff for Deliveroo and that. What you do is you get a license from the company, and then what you do is you can let other people run on your license, and they give you a fee. So you get a cut. They do the work, and it turns out that this possibly is what a lot of illegals have been doing in Britain. And I think I've just stopped that over the recent days, and maybe this is why a lot of these charities give the illegals staying in 4-star hotels bikes. Because anytime, if you're a 4-star hotel, you walk past a 4-star hotel and it has a lot of bikes outside it, they've probably been bought by a charity, who is probably a charity very pro-feminism, pro-LGBTQT+. But they've given this bike to these people so that they can work for Deliveroo and Uber Eats and stuff. And the person who owns the license, who's meant to be doing it, they're not doing it, and they're getting a cut. And apparently there's some people, it's 5 people are using one person's license and stuff. So yeah, it's a total shambles. And all these people, we don't know they're using feminism and LGBTQT+. Labour and SNP seem to just presume that they're fantastic on these issues. Yeah, so I just wanted to talk about that Parliament thing with Hoyles. I think he'll need to go, but he doesn't look the type that would go anyway. He would need to be shoved. I don't know whether the Tories want him going, but as I say, the Speaker shouldn't be an MP anyway. It's ridiculous. Okay, I'll end it at that.